We welcome you back to CBS Mornings. This morning in our Facing Fertility series, it's a new one we're showing to you today. We're looking at the rising trend of Americans traveling internationally for fertility treatments to cut the costs. The global fertility tourism market grew more than $50 million in the past year. It's expected to reach more than $800 million by 2030. Those are very big numbers. So Nikki Battiste met one Florida couple who decided to go to another country to try to have a baby.
After 2 years of trying to get pregnant with no luck, Maggie Quinn and Ricardo Escobar decided to try in vitro fertilization, or IVF. They were in disbelief when they learned the cost.
It was astronomical. You don't know how many rounds you're going to need.
Since their insurance offered very little coverage for IVF, the couple looked into fertility tourism. That means traveling to another country for treatments like IVF or egg freezing because they're cheaper overseas, even after the costs of travel.
Do you remember what generally the cost would be here for one round of IVF?
About $25,000 a round.
Ricardo is from Colombia, a fertility tourism hotspot, and a 3-hour flight from their Florida home. So he and Maggie, both in their 30s, looked at an IVF clinic there called INSER. It offered a package deal, 4 rounds of IVF for $11,000, compared to the average price in the U.S. for 4 rounds, which is about $60,000. Add to that the savings on medication. In the U.S., the cost is on average $5,000 per round. In Colombia, it only costs them about $2,000 per round.
It's a no-brainer, especially because I'm from there.
And so we started doing some research, and we found that the clinic was, had an excellent rating, and they had really good results.
They flew to Bogota, Colombia to meet Dr. Juan Luis Giraldo, who told me about half of his patients come from other countries, 15% of them from the U.S.
From the U.S., they mainly come for 2 things. The first thing is cost, and the second thing is a personalized treatment. It's really, really common in the U.S. that patients feel that they do not have a really close relationship with their doctor.
Sanjita Jindal with the American Society of Reproductive Medicine says Americans considering reproductive treatments abroad should be cautious. She suggests looking into care options in case of complications and embryo rights.
I would want to know that there is a flexible legal framework that would allow me to bring my embryos back to the U.S. for transfer to my uterus. Some countries may have prohibitive laws around that.
Maggie and Ricardo's first round of IVF with Dr. Giraldo resulted in 4 viable embryos, but it took several embryo transfers for Maggie to get pregnant. Their son Lorenzo was born in 2023.
Whoa.
About a year later, they tried again. It took 2 rounds of IVF this time to have another pregnancy.
How much do you think you saved in total by doing your IVF in Colombia versus here?
I think we probably saved between $15,000 and $20,000 per round.
Maggie points out that her flexible work schedule helped make 7 trips to Colombia possible. She also says she was able to have some of her blood work and ultrasound appointments near her Florida home.
What's the one word you would use to describe your journey?
It's a blessing, really, being able to have the first one and then being able to give our first boy a brother. It's just a blessing.
Oh. He is cute. Maggie Quinn says in total they spent about $4,000 on flights and hotels, which still amounts to a huge savings for them. And good news, their second baby boy, Luciano, was born about 2 weeks ago.
Oh my, look at that hair. So Lorenzo is a big brother now.
Yeah.
I love that. So is it care as good? That would be my question. It sure seems so.
Dr. Jindal told me, you really just have to do your research.
Yes.
The doctor they used had actually trained at Yale here in the U.S., just like even in the U.S. We always do our research when we see a doctor.
Yeah. Why are they able to charge so much less and still have a business?
So I asked Dr. Eric Foreman, who was my fertility doctor, why is it so expensive here? He said the U.S. prioritizes quality and safety, which is why we have some of the highest IVF outcomes in the world. But he said it's extremely expensive to build the labs we have here with the newest technology and very skilled embryologists who are critical to IVF success. Add to that the high medication costs and a general lack of insurance coverage here, which is a real problem.
I think people are looking at your report going, how do I get to Colombia? That was very
you're right,
interesting.
Gayle. Seriously.
Very interesting. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you so much. Our Facing Fertility series continues tomorrow with a look at one often forgotten part of the fertility journey, the end of it. Nikki explores the treatment some women are turning to in order to relieve the symptoms leading up to relieve the symptoms leading up to menopause.